Hi, my name is Tina Dilly and welcome to Art on Bear Mountain, and I'm going to be painting a small antelope today. This is another public art piece that's going to be put out in the city for a scavenger hunt. So here it is, and I'm gonna try to spray paint inside my studio. It's so hot outside, and I just thought if I could just touch it up a little bit with some spray paint here and there, and then I'll do some detail painting with the brushwork. But I want to at least get the spray paint, get the coat, the base coat on. I have my reference material, stuff that I've just downloaded to look at just to see the coloring. I mean, I've got to stay close to this, but I want to do with the spray paint, I want to do a softer application of the colors. And I'm just going to tape something like this on here. It's a raven image. So I spray paint it, it'll leave the raven white, and I can go in there and paint it. I might even spray paint that a little black too, so I'll figure out how to do that. But I want to at least get the body spray painted today. Just thought I'd get a little bit of this done and then think about it tomorrow morning and see what else I can do to make it pop. So. Okay, I'm gonna stop and let this dry. I did sand it like they told me to on the instruction, and I've been spraying it, and boy, you just touch this paint and it seems like it flakes off, which is really weird. I've never had that happen before. So I'm gonna let it dry. I'm gonna figure out how to mask off the white part a little bit, get a nice crisp little stripes on the neck. I think it's going to paint a lot faster. I figured I'd be painting on this for a couple of days, but I still haven't done the raven, and the raven will take a while. A cool piece though. It'll be fun. All right, little guy, we're going to let you rest. Okay, after looking at this antelope for a day and pondering it, I thought it'd be a lot more interesting, instead of painting directly onto the body, I would cut the raven out of wood and then glue it onto the body and paint it. So I'm going to look around and see what I have in wood to see what I can do, and hopefully make something work that I have here and move on with this project. I did try cutting out the raven on this thin wood that he did for me, and what happened is it was a mess. I mean, I do cut out the big animals with this jigsaw, but this is just quite a monster tool to be using on such fine work, and it just was splintering, the wood soft. It's just something I can't do. So I mean, I even did this one and I painted it, but it's very roughly done and crude, and actually this one I cut out of the backing of a, you know, when you do your frames, there's a back, but I cut that out. It was a little bit easier to cut, but still it was peeling away and it was a mess. So I went to, where'd I go first? I went to Michael's first, and they did have this, but this isn't balsa wood. This is 1/8, and it's a craft ply, whatever that means. So I can maybe cut on this. I did get a couple of sheets. Then this wood right here is even thinner. This is birch, and this is 1/32. So this is really thin. So I think I can use this one. It kind of is already warping a little bit, but that might work in my advantage by cutting it in such a way where the raven's wings will kind of mold towards the piece. So I bought a couple of these. Now I did find some balsa wood. It's expensive stuff for this sheet, $4.99. This is at Hobby Lobby. Anyway, this is 1/32 the thickness. It's very thin. I could almost cut this with scissors. This is very flat. I wish I could have found this in thicker wood because I really like this. So if this doesn't work, I'm going to go to this, but I have enough options to work with. And I needed new tools, or I needed some tools. I did get a replacement for my X-Acto cutter, new blades. I've never had this, but this is a razor saw. This was in the same area of this thin wood for model making, so I'm assuming this is what they use. My husband said buy something like this. It's like a little tiny, they call it a racer tool set. This might work for me. I needed to have some kind of a glue, a bonder, and they said on the instructions that I needed a structural polyurethane, I think is what it's supposed to have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and try to cut a raven on this, spray paint it black, put it on the piece, see how it looks, and then from there I will paint the detail on it. Really? Okay, don't like that. That works. Yeah, that's not really great. Let's try this. Every art project is a learning curve. Yeah, that's useless. Okay, well. The scissors work just fine. I spent all that money, and all I needed was the wood and my trusty pair of scissors. actually doing some cool stuff. I'm just gonna leave it like that. It's separating and showing the blue underneath, but that might work. But I'm gonna let this dry. It's kind of doing a marbleizing thing. It's really cool. I like it. Okay, here comes the scary part. I'm gonna try to glue it. This is what I'm using. I'm supposed to squeeze out equal amounts. If it's anything like resin, it's really important to mix it up good, because I have 15 minutes before it sets up. Okay, I think I have it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold this for a few minutes, so instead of wasting your time, I'll come back and show you what it looks like when it's dry. All right, it's been 24 hours and it did glue really nice. I'm happy with it. So the very last thing I really need to do besides photograph it is spray it a few times. I think I'm gonna spray it about 4 or 5 times over the course of today and let it dry and then photograph it tomorrow. Done with the project, super excited. It was a great fun thing to do. I did learn a few things with this project, how to work with thinner wood, some of the tools I don't like working with the little saw and the little X-Acto knife, but it was a good learning process and it was fun working in my studio and doing something for public art. It's a win-win when I can work in the studio and do that. But here he is, all packed up and ready to go for his hour and 15-minute drive to Palmdale, California. And from there, they'll photograph him and get him ready for the scavenger hunt. Woohoo! Thanks for stopping by, watching the video, and we'll see you on the next one.